What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 Squad? Welcome back into another video. The audio should be okay this time. We are using my mic audio. My last reaction to Cynthia Furlan's mock draft, the audio was all wonky because I was using my webcam audio. Hopefully it doesn't go out of focus as much in this one. But today we're going to be reacting to Daniel Jeremiah. So this won't be one of those terrible reactions like I did. I reacted to Mel Kiper's 2.0. And also Cynthia Furlan's 2.0. So those were terrible. But we're going to do another blind reaction, this time to Daniel Jeremiah. Now, I believe I saw Daniel Jeremiah's first mock draft, and I was not a fan. Now, when it comes to accuracy, as far as these mock drafts goes from these experts, they're never really accurate at all. But I really find more accuracy in YouTubers' reactions. So go ahead and watch our mock draft. By the way, guys, just finished recording my New York Giants mock draft, and also going to be in the works of the my mock draft 2.0 post Sam Darnold edition. I'm working on both of those at the same time. Those should be dropping this week, so you guys stay on the lookout for that. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. But we're dropping more draft content. Daniel Jeremiah this time. Like I said, his first one I was not a fan of. I believe I missed his second one. Maybe it's the second one I saw. But we're going to be reacting to his third one. Now, he's not, I mean, I don't know if he lost his touch this year, but I remember not being a fan of his. But, you know, they spoil it in the beginning here. Daniel Jeremiah, mock draft 3.0, 49ers all in on Mac Jones, baby. I've been saying this on this channel repeatedly multiple times. I don't know if any other bigger YouTubers are with me on this. I know my man Diggy loves seeing some Mac Jones, but I don't know who else really loves Mac Jones as much as I do. But I love Mac Jones. I think he's better than Tua Tagovailoa. I don't know how he's not getting as much draft hype as Tua Tagovailoa did. Wasn't a big fan of Tua. I was kind of one of those guys. I wasn't really so confident in that pick for Miami, and look at now Miami fans want another quarterback. But that being said, I'm a huge fan of who? Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones. I love this guy. So I guess he's going third overall, because the 49ers now have this third overall pick. So we're going to do a blind reaction. Here we go. All right, so we've witnessed a few waves of free agency in a month of pro days since I last unveiled a forecast of round 1 of the 2021 NFL draft. In other words, a lot has changed. Below is my third mock draft of the first round. Quick reminder, the mock is a projection of where I believe players will go, not necessarily a reflection of my opinion as to where the players should go. Okay, so this is not really based on his opinion. This is based on the sources he's believing. You know, it's basically what the GMs are going to do rather than what he would do as a GM. So, okay, it's one of those mock drafts, and I don't mind that whatsoever. So this is his honest belief of where these guys are going to go. Trevor, Zach, obvious. So this is where he thinks players will go. And he has Mac Jones going third overall. So I'm not saying this is bad, but I don't know if the 49ers would honestly trade up all the way to 3 to get Mac Jones, because right now, like, we don't know where scouts are really, and other GMs really have these guys ranked at on the consensual big board, the big board in the NFL world. They know a lot better than we do where these guys are ranked at. But I feel like if the 49ers at 12 really wanted Mac Jones, they wouldn't go all the way to 3. I don't think there was a team really going to go all the way to 3 to go get Mac Jones. I could be wrong, but I honestly think they probably want a guy like Lance. They probably want, even Lance is a guy that can fall a bit. So, or they probably want a guy like Justin Fields. Although his draft stock is at a very steady decline, it's very stagnant now, but I feel like a lot of people have Justin Fields automatically ranked as that 4th best guy just because of what they saw in the playoffs from him, and a lot of when you go into more film for Justin Fields, a lot of more inconsistency shows up. I like Justin Fields just as much as the next guy. I don't think he's terrible at all. Whether they go Mac Jones or Justin Fields, I wouldn't really mind. I'm a huge Mac Jones guy, but I don't know if he's going third overall. But apparently this is what he feels like. I'm surprised that everything you hear points towards Jones being, yeah, okay, so he's surprised. All right, so Atlanta getting a quarterback. This is interesting to me. I'm one of the people that don't think Atlanta should get a quarterback. Kyle Pitts is probably the more of the option. But I don't know. I think you just wait for another quarterback. You still got Matt Ryan for another 2 years, and what are you gonna do? Trade him with all that dead cap? I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. Cincinnati's skipping out on Sewell, and so not a lineman goes off the board. This would be dream for the New York Giants if they can try to get Rashawn Slater. This would be a dream scenario here. The first 6 picks, no linemen's drafted. So if you get Penny Sewell at least by 8 or 9, that means Rashawn Slater has a better chance of falling to you at 11 as a Giants fan. But Kyle Pitts going to Cincy, I could see this, but at the same time, why not go after like a Brevin Jordan in the later rounds and grab yourself a talented tight end there? You just drafted your quarterback first overall last year. He seems to be not a bust, a good quarterback, but he got hurt because your offensive line is garbage. So how do you respond to that? You don't draft a tight end. So a tight end that mostly plays receiver. So I'm more of an offensive line guy for the Bengals, but for the Giants, this is a good thing by the Bengals getting Pitts here. If you want a lineman, if you're a Giants fan. Miami getting, I don't want to spoil it because I kept getting distracted by other picks in my last reaction. So Miami getting Jamar Chase, this is apparent. I think everybody has this. They moved up for a weapon here, and it's got to be Jamar Chase. If Jamar Chase is on the board, it's going Jamar Chase, but I doubt any other team is going to pick up Jamar Chase. So any other team before Miami. So I don't understand this. If you guys look at the Detroit Lions wide receivers right now, it is putrid. I mean, it's bad. It's terrible. All right, they lost Kenny Golladay. They lost Marvin Jones. They did nothing in free agency as far as drafting, as far as getting wide receivers in there of value. Nothing. I mean, it's so bad over there. I think they got Brashad Perryman. Is pretty much their best guy over there. Honestly, they have to get a wide receiver here. You can't go quarterback 7th overall and expect Jared Goff to start the majority of the season. Jared Goff is getting paid $30 million a year. You are not drafting Justin Fields 7th overall, because at that point, when you have a $30 million quarterback, or over $30 million, and then you have a 7th overall pick, what takes precedence? What takes precedence? Do you sit your $30 million quarterback for your 7th overall pick, or do you play your $30 million quarterback, who apparently you don't see a future with, and sit your 7th overall pick? You're in a big quarterback dilemma there. You draft a quarterback 7th overall. Drafting a quarterback 7th overall is not the right move. If you wanted a quarterback in this draft, you shouldn't have gotten Jared Goff and taking on that contract. You should not have done it. Getting a quarterback here is stupid, especially with the huge hole you have at wide receiver. Who the hell is Jared Goff or Justin Fields going to throw to? You're setting your quarterbacks up for failure if you don't adjust that wide receiver position, because you damn well didn't do it in free agency. So, or barely. So that's a huge rant there. Yeah, you have to go wide receiver there. Devontae Smith is the move there. All right, 8th overall, Rashawn. Damn it, Daniel. Damn it. Damn, Daniel. All right. So Carolina gets Rashawn Slater. All right. I could see this, but they got Greg Little in the 2nd round 2 years ago, and they have Taylor Moton, who's doing a great job. What? Unless you're thinking about putting this guy at guard, I say you drop the corner. Patrick Surtain is the move here. Your pass defense was Swiss cheese last season. I think the better move is Patrick Surtain. That's not because I want Rashawn Slater. I honestly think from a Carolina Panthers point of view, although Rashawn Slater is great, you have 2 decent tackles. Unless you want to move Rashawn Slater inside to guard, which is what I want the Giants to do, I can understand that. But I think your bigger need, because the biggest need for the Giants is interior offensive linemen, so that's why I would get Rashawn Slater. But the biggest need for the Panthers is definitely cornerback. I mean, it's bad. It's bad. Dante Jackson over there, I don't even know who your other cornerbacks are over there. They're not good. All right, they're not good. They miss James Bradbury. All right, so 9th overall, Penny Sewell. They have Jawan James there. He's making a lot of money. He's coming off an opt-out season. They have Jawan James there. And they have, this is another situation. Unless you want to put him to guard, I could see that. But why would you want to get a tackle? Garrett Bowles had a great season, and Jawan James is making too much money for you to just sit or cut, because that dead cap money is at like $12 or $13 million of dead cap. You're paying more to cut him than to keep him. So you're gonna draft Penny Sewell. Where you're gonna put him at guard? I don't they still have Jawan James. As far as I can tell, I was looking at all these depth charts and his contract situation. He opted out last year, but he's on the roster. He's gonna play. So I don't know. I don't know where that's going here. I'm not too sure about that move. Dallas getting Kwity Paye. I could see this. They would reach for an edge rusher. Although they have Randy Gregory in there. Not a lot of these picks makes too much sense from Daniel Jeremiah. He's got to pick up the slack. It's like he's not with the times right now. He's not like he's not paying attention to all these teams' depth charts and priorities here. So I don't know. But Kwity Paye here, I can understand because Rashawn Slater's off the board. Penny Sewell's off the board. You could go Patrick Surtain. I would probably go Patrick Surtain here, but it's the Cowboys. I don't care. The Giants, Devontae Smith. Now, I've kind of been getting off the wide receiver bandwagon for the Giants just because we addressed it. But Rashawn Slater's off the board. Penny Sewell's off the board. I'm not going for Darisaw. I want somebody that's big enough to play guard. And Darisaw, to me, is definitely a tackle, not a guard at all. So, Devontae Smith is a good move here. I don't mind it whatsoever. I think having Devontae Smith and Kenny Golladay on the outside makes for an absolute nightmare. So, especially with Sterling in the slot, and I think Darius could play in a little bit in the slot as well. So, people are gonna kill me in the comments for that. Philadelphia Eagles, Patrick Surtain. They need a lot on defense. I would think Micah Parsons is the move here, though. This would be a dream scenario for the Eagles. After trading down to 12, they still land a top cornerback in the draft. Yes, although I think Micah Parsons is the more the need there. Your linebackers are absolutely bad. They're just bad. But you have Darius Slay there, at least at number one corner. So, but you need help on linebackers. But it's the Eagles, like I said, don't care. Chargers getting J.C. Horn. They need a tackle, though. They need a left tackle out of all things. They have Brian Bulag on the right side, but you need a tackle. You just drafted a quarterback last year. Why would you go out and get a cornerback when you need a tackle? Daniel Jeremiah's priorities are all screwed up. But it is what it is. J.C. Horn's rising up in draft stock, so I could see this. But prioritizing cornerback, I know you lost Desmond King. I know you lost Casey Hayward, but I'm not sure if that's the move there. But I digress. Jalen Phillips going to Minnesota. I'm not sure if Jalen Phillips is more of a 4-3 guy, but I'm with Daniel Jeremiah, most talented edge rusher in this draft. I love Jalen Phillips. Durability concerns, yes, has some injury issues, but I love Jalen Phillips. My favorite pass rusher in this draft. Although Kwity Paye is the first one to go off the board, Jalen Phillips second. Micah Parsons going to New England. Like I said, I say this with every mock draft reaction. It really doesn't matter where you have the New England Patriots going. It's always a good move. Like, they need everything. I know they went crazy in free agency, but it just seems like they need drafted talent, and they could use talent everywhere. I don't care what you go. Quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, freaking linebacker, corner. It doesn't matter. Offensive lineman, it doesn't matter. New England needs everything. All right, so Arizona getting Jalen Waddle. I'm not sure how I feel about that. The interior offensive line is garbage. AVT is on the board. Elijah Vera Tucker. Kyler Murray got killed last season running for his life. Not sure Jalen Waddle's the move there. You have a lot of wide receivers, so I'm not sure why you need. You have Andy Isabella, Christian Kirk, two freaking slot corners right there. You've got DeAndre freaking Hopkins, for crying out loud. You have enough wide receivers, dude. You've got enough. You don't need. Pick up AVT here. I'm not the hugest AVT fan, but pick him up here. Put him at guard, and hopefully he replaces Justin Pugh, and you have some random other guard there as well. So you need interior help. Moving on, Vegas Raiders, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. He's been like every time I do a mock draft, he's always the guy I'm picking there for the Raiders. I think he's a slam dunk pick for the Raiders, and he just seems like a John Gruden type pick. The guy with the versatility, and the guy that doesn't really have a position. I feel like John Gruden will know what to do with him. Miami going Greg Rousseau. Interesting here, just because Jalen Phillips is off the board, so that's why I figured they would go. I think Azeez Ojulari is maybe the better pick here, but I believe Miami runs a 4-3, so I could understand them getting Rousseau here. I think he's more of the big body 4-3 guy, and Ojulari is more of a 3-4 type guy. So, I'm not a huge fan of Greg Rousseau, but Elijah Vera Tucker going to Washington. I could see that getting an offensive lineman. I could definitely see that. So, all right, Chicago getting Greg Newsome. I noticed that Farley is falling off the board a lot lately. So, just because of his injuries, his back procedure, I believe he's going to be going through. So, Greg Newsome is rising up, like kind of creeping up and taking Farley's spot. Greg Newsome going to Chicago here. I know they got rid of Kyle Fuller. I know that would be an instant replacement for Kyle Fuller, but I think you should go offense here and wide receiver, maybe quarterback and address. There's no quarterback to go. I think they all went already. They all left, but I think wide receiver should be the move here. You have you franchise tag your top wide receiver who has no plans in playing for you this year. He does not want to play in Chicago, so I guess. To each his own. I guess No. Daniel Jeremiah has all his priorities all mixed up here. Indianapolis Colts go Christian Darrisaw. I'm surprised he fell this far, but that would be a oh my god, an amazing pick for Indianapolis. So to have Darrisaw fall in their laps at 21, amazing pick. Tennessee going Caleb Farley. I have that on my mock draft too. Spoiler alert. I think this would be a very good pick here. They have enough corners where they can allow Caleb Farley to get healthy and develop and play. Christian Fulton, LSU draft pick in the second round last year. You got Janoris Jenkins in there. I believe you picked up another corner as well. It's on the tip of my tongue. I cannot remember who it is, but I know you picked up another corner. So, to replace Adoree and Malcolm Butler. So, not bad. Jets going Azeez Ojulari. Also have this in my mock draft. I think this would be a slam dunk pick. You need somebody opposite of Carl Lawson. You have nobody opposite Carl Lawson. And Azeez and Carl Lawson would make for it's already a scary defense. It's showing up with Robert Saleh manning up that defense. And damn, Azeez Ojulari would add a huge upgrade there at the edge rush spot. Tevin Jenkins going to Pittsburgh. I love Tevin Jenkins. I'm falling in love with him more and more and more. I feel like if more tackles went, Indianapolis would have definitely picked up Tevin Jenkins here. Jacksonville, Trevor Morgan. I feel like everybody has Jacksonville taking Trevor Morgan. It's nothing new. Cleveland going Jamin. I'm not a huge Jamin Davis fan or Jamin Davis. I'm not a huge guy. I think he's a third round talent. I think he's a good player, but I don't agree with him moving up all the way into the first round over a guy like Nick Bolton who dipped off the charts. Zaven Collins, where the hell is he at? And a bunch of guys. I like Chaz Surratt. He's like a borderline late second and third round prospect. I feel like he may be better than Jamin Davis. This guy's a former quarterback. So I'm not a huge fan of the Kentucky prospect, but I don't know. Jason Owe going in the first round. Blah. I don't like Jason Owe. I think he gets pushed around way too much. I don't like it. But Baltimore needs to go wide receiver here. Terrace Marshall is the move here. If Terrace Marshall honestly ran a 4.38, a big body receiver like he is, there is no ifs, ands, or buts. Lamar Jackson and his future as a quarterback and developing as a quarterback is on the threads right now because of the lack of talent at wide receiver and tight end, just a lack of weapons around him. He needs a big body target that can stretch the field. Terrace Marshall appears to do that. Why aren't you picking him up? Instead, you're going Jason Owe, to make up for the loss of Matt Judon and Yannick Ngakoue? Are you serious? Come on, man. Come on. You'll find Baltimore has literally like the second or the best defense in the NFL. The best defense in the NFL. And you're going to go defense again to maintain your dominance in defense? Your offense needs help. Your best player needs help. Man. New Orleans Saints going Asante Samuel. Wow, he went into the first round. And I thought New Orleans more so needs... actually, they might need some defense. Yeah, you're right. Trying to think of any other corners there. I guess Asante Samuel is the best available corner. So, okay, I'm not mad at it. Landon Dickerson. Yeah, Green Bay needs to go interior offensive line. No matter if it's a center or guard, doesn't matter. I'm more of a Wyatt Davis guy. I think drafting a guard here, Wyatt Davis, would be better, but he went interior offensive lineman. Can't be mad at it. Joe Tryon getting into the first round. Wow, all right, another edge guy. I'm an edge guy for Buffalo as well, but they need to run the football. But I could see that. I could see that definitely. I could see them going edge rusher, not so much Joe Tryon, but I could see them going edge rusher here. Um, Kansas City going Kelvin Joseph. He's a guy that's been rising up the stocks like freaking, just going all the way. I've never even heard of this guy. Now he's already mocked in the first round. So same thing with Jamin Davis. So I could definitely see that as well. And Elijah Moore, wide receiver. Elijah Moore, I could see that. But you got so many weapons at wide receiver for Tampa. I mean, does Tom Brady really need all that talent around him? He's been a guy that makes talent around him better. So I don't really know if you really need that. With a guy like Scotty Miller in there and a bunch of other these other guys that Tom Brady is making good. So I think you should focus more on keeping that defense afloat. And you already, kept JPP, you kept JPP, you kept Shaquille, you kept Ndamukong Suh for a year. You still have Vita Vea, but you got to replace him at some point. I think Christian Barmore is more of a guy, or another edge rusher maybe. But wide receiver, I guess. But listen, I don't hate this mock draft with Daniel Jeremiah. It's just a different opinion than I have, so I can't be mad at it. He just went in opposite directions, but I'm not mad at it. I like it. It's definitely the best I've seen so far out of all these experts. But I could definitely, I would definitely put down money that there's going to be a YouTuber out there that has the most accurate mock draft out there, more than these draft experts, because they just, I don't know. They just try to cause controversy. I don't understand Jalen Waddle to Arizona at all. But that being said, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new. And I'll see you guys in the next video.